because our 2-year-old would not put on a mask, and we tried. I mean, I'm gonna put a video on. And they're sending all of our bags and Airline's car seat to New York. And we're banned off of United forever because a 2-year-old would not put on a mask.
Mas Musa ile tanıtadın, okay? Kaya Musa tanıtadın. Airline. Musa tanıtadın.
No wonder they want amnesty.
For those that are the blind viewers listening on audio-only podcasts, it's in another language, but there is a 2-year-old. They're trying to force a mask onto her, and she's not complying because she's a baby. You don't do this to babies.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're almost ready to go, so please put away your carry-on items, including your large electronic devices like laptops. Feel free to keep using it.
We gotta be getting away from her, sir. Why? We're over here holding this mask on her face. I'm sorry, sir. I gave you the opportunity. I took that opportunity and I ran with it. You see this? I'm literally covering her face. I gotta keep it on. You guys do this all the time or what? Like, what? It's non-compliance yet. This is compliance. I'm literally holding it over my daughter's face. This is compliance right here. I'm sorry.
We can't force her. She's literally holding it and she's crying.
You're gonna do this to us? Yeah? Wow.
All right, let's go.
Your jacket's up there.
Okay. Go.
Lauren.
I'm enraged. So, I'm mad all over again. Now you see why they're asking for amnesty for what they have done. We can't forget what they've done. This happened. This wasn't an isolated incident. This happened a lot of times. There was little toddlers and whole families who got thrown off the plane because they wouldn't muzzle their little babies. It's very sick. No wonder they're asking for amnesty for what they have done. But quote unquote, it's because they didn't know. But, there it is, a steward, a stewardette, stewardess, whatever, a gay steward, throwing a whole family off a plane, mistreating people just because they couldn't get a little 2-year-old to comply. It's pretty sick stuff. I almost forgot how sick this stuff was that they did back then. And no wonder they're asking for amnesty now. They're not asking for forgiveness because they're not sorry, but no wonder, because shame on them. And we cannot forget what they did.
Right. Yeah. And I want to talk about the rudimentary idea here that people act like they're not to be held responsible for what they did to us because nobody was saying anything. We just didn't have the information. And as Ben Shapiro famously said recently, after publicly calling me a dope, is, oh, well, we didn't realize Pfizer and Moderna, some of the most corrupt pharmacological companies in the world, were dishonest. I don't buy that. But before we jump any further, I want to give a huge shout out to one of our sponsors for today's show. So guys, it's so important that no matter where you are in life and whatever you do, you've heard the fact that you got to invest in gold and in your retirement and savings. You know it. We keep having the next ad after this is going to be for our chocolate, our health chocolate in your body. But one thing that we never think about other than our health and our finances is the things that we carry and we wear every single day, which is why I want to give a huge shout out to the best boxer company in America. So Undertack boxers are not only the most comfortable pair of briefs that you can buy, but they're also battle forces tested, special forces tested, used in the field. And I've used them covering riots and protests. They don't ride up. I can guarantee that. They hold their elasticity. They come in amazing colors that are masculine, not these gay Fruit of the Loom bands. You don't have some, gay man obsessed with his body, stuffing a sock in the front pouch and then trying to, make you think that's how you're going to look. Look, we're men. We're disgusting. We're vile animals. And we take off our clothes and it's just a lot going on here. But you know what has to be? You know what? You can't get rid of the hair. You may have the beer gut, but at least improve everything else below the waist with the best boxers that don't pill. They wick away moisture. And yes, they donate to veterans groups and they support you. Made with the highest quality materials. Go to getundertack.com. That's GETUNDERTAC.com. Get undertac.com. Use promo code offensive20. That's OFFENSIVE20. That's offensive20 at getundertac.com for 20% off site-wide. Get a pair, get a spare. Actually support your junk and the part that's going to be the part that's going to make sure future generations are born. Getundertac.com, promo code offensive20. So it's funny. I made that.
That's a great pitch. That was a good one. I like it.
All right. So
protect your future by this particular. I love it.
It's literally keep it real, keep it still. But also the key thing was with Undertac, and the reason why I continue to work with them, even though I've stopped working with most sponsors, was because when Black Rifle Coffee dropped the show because I defended Kyle Rittenhouse, Undertac immediately bought more ads in response to that and was like, hey, we want to pick up where they failed. And then we also want to, they gave me a bunch of clothes, and then they wrote a nice letter to Kyle. And so it was like kind of this thing where they came out of left field and were like, hey, that was my biggest contract. It was going to fund the rest of my show for the year. But of course, guess who has the brand new Black Rifle sponsorship? Daily Wire. They just got a new one. So good for them.
Who does? Daily Wire. Oh, Ben Shapiro. Yeah. Color me shocked. Color me shocked. Yeah. I remember when, Ben Shapiro did call you a dope and told you just to, get the jab, dopes. And, I'm feeling quite vindicated, especially now with everything coming out. A lot of us took a lot of heat in the beginning, just for saying like the truth and being honest. And, it's kind of like, it's like a bittersweet vindication now, because it's like, at what cost? We were right all along, but these people cost us everything. They disturbed childhood growth for years, psychological damage. Some businesses are never going to open ever again. Teachers unions were horrible during that time, like absolutely horrible, acting like, oh my gosh, I can't go to work because, my life is at risk. My life is at risk. I could die, blah, blah, blah. They were extra dramatic during that time. It's like now we look back and the world has changed. They talk about the New World Order. I remember in 2018, I remember them talking about, the New World Order, and it seemed like such a distant concept. And within a matter of 2 years, everything changed. You're right, Elijah. They tried to make it so we lost our humanity. Many people held on to our humanity, but never in history has there been an illness or a sickness where we were taught to just completely lock away our family members, stay away from them, don't kill grandma, let grandma die alone in a nursing home because you could potentially get her sick. It was like they really did a good job on humanity in general. And, it's can't forget. We can't forget. We have to stay reminded about what they did, because it's like, this was just a testing round. You know what I'm saying? This is going to happen again. This was a testing round, and they got about 50% of the global population on board, 60% of the American population on board. The next round, it's going to be worse. It is, it's going to be more severe. The rules are going to be worse. It just was all planned from the beginning. You saw it all over the news, the propaganda. They even propagandized local news stations. My grandparents would watch local news, and, it was just COVID propaganda, all this stuff, to the point where, like, it's just evil. It was vile. It was orchestrated, but it's only just the beginning. This was just round one. It's going to happen again. We can't forget. We can't let other people forget either. This is what they're capable of, and we cannot let these people stay in control.
And guys, before we go any further into this, I got to remind you that we don't have control over a lot of our lives, including our finances. Remember, they ruined the US dollar, inflation that we've never seen. Even North Korea launched dozens of rockets. They said the most aggressive move since 1953. Things are unstable. Which is why I got to let you guys know you have to invest in yourself by getting gold and silver and diversifying your portfolio and hedging against the future with my friends at Goldco. Goldco has created a great plan for the slightly offensive backers, the SOBs. When you click the link in the description, when you call 855-242-4758, we are creating a parallel alternate economy where we are supporting ourselves in a world that doesn't support us. And the way we do that is taking responsibility. Right now, when you call 855-242-4758, you can get up to $10,000 in free silver. If you have money saved, if you have money set aside, if you have something you want to invest, your dollar is not where to put it. You need to get assets. You need to diversify, but most importantly, my friends at Goldco will help you by clicking the link in the description, calling 855-242-4758 to find out how you can protect your valuable money that you earned, that you put aside, and that you're going to lose because of powers that be just want to delete the notes. They just want to delete the numbers and somehow reset the economy. No. Don't let them do that. Call Goldco right now and find out how you can protect your retirement, your savings, and also invest in your future. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 855-242-4758.